And a little proxy shenanigans happening over here.
That is so close.
Very
Do you think
aggro.
he's gonna float that inside, right?
Wait, is this the Marauder play?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, eh?
Ooh.
Is there one where you do Marauders with just one barracks, though? I guess there is, right? Do you leave it with like a single space behind the barracks so you can kind of tuck the Marauders in behind it when SCVs pull to try and surround?
See, here's the thing, Pig. You're asking me, and I can tell you, yes, there is a version, and I've seen it, and I've played against it in Diamond League on North America. But is it a valid thing to do in this? Oh my God, are you kidding me?
That is insane. Oh, Inno's going to be so tilted if he watches this replay back. Yeah. He leaves a little gap. With that barracks, there's a single space gap below that, so Marauders can tuck themselves in. They can run around the left of the barracks underneath it. Because the one weakness, the thing that hard counters Marauders is workers. Like, literally, they just don't do enough damage to kill SCVs quick enough. So if they can surround you, you're in trouble. But if you can micro your way back to a little corridor like that, where your back's covered.
No!
Oh, man.
He just turned around and being like, okay, you're not going for a 1-rack expand. That's cool. That's all I need to know.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. This is going to be... Now, it's not always game ending. If he can rally back and okay, so one of the key things we're going to have to watch when this happens, so TY is going to wait for 2 or 3 Marauders before he goes in. Now, you're going to need to watch for 2 things. Those Marauders are going to be trying to focus down the Reapers and the Marines and things behind the SCVs, because those are the real damage dealers. So if TY actually can snipe Innovation's damage dealing units, that'll be big. The other thing is Innovation going to be able to pull back those weak units as well as weakened SCVs before they die. Because if Innovation just keeps pulling back the weak units and not actually losing them, he can weather a big punch. But it's going to be a big surprise. Innovation is going to have to think really quickly on his feet. His hands are going to have to be quick, and he does not want to have units on the other side of the map. He's got to be all at home. Do not go across this map, Innovation.
His units are just poised forward just in front of his natural expansion. Is he about to move out? Okay, well, the Marauders have revealed themselves. He pulls back. Thankfully, the Reapers can hop up the cliff, get back up here very quickly. Another Hellion pops on out, and these Hellions are going to be able to do some nice back damage. Good surround on a handful of those Marauders for a bit. The Reaper grenades also knocking these Marauders around. He's target firing the weakened one in the back, and I think this is a hold, right?
Yeah, the thing is, how much does he lose? It looks like this was about as good of a hold as he could have had, and it was only a single barracks commitment, but only losing 3 SCVs. The way he placed that Reaper grenade to stop TY from retreating behind the mineral line was awesome. A Hellion comes in, grabs a couple, a bit of damage there. Oh wow! Was that a friendly fire, Widowmine?
No friendly fire! Oh my God! TY! Yeah. Well, we did have slightly different openings over here. TY going for the faster command center on the low ground and everything, whereas Innovation getting his infrastructure up a little bit faster. So his starport is going to be finishing up, but he's got that factory already with the tech lab ready to start producing some power units like those tanks. We'll see how things shape out, and Innovation gonna have a few units earlier on.
It's a really good set of events so far for TY. Innovation is going to be blindsided by that medevac. Now TY is going for the natural, Inno is going for the main.
Yeah, Siege Tank still does manage to siege up in range of the reactor on that barracks, though. And, well, the Siege Tank over here for TY, not quite in range to defend, but it's going to be enough to at least scare Innovation back, especially with the Viking coming forward. And the medevac drop going to catch Innovation very out of position. Widowmine even got a shot off and is still waiting for its cooldowns to be refreshed over here. The Siege Tank is not enough to clean up with just the Reaper, and, my God, TY still managed to keep some of these units alive and continue the harass.
Well, good thing for Inno that he actually decided to pull home, even though he does take a fair bit of damage here and lost mining time. I think if he stayed on the other side of the map and was microing both situations at once, there's a good chance he loses his medevac to that Viking of TY. So, I mean, it's not great for Inno by any means, but I think he avoids a potentially even worse trade-off there as he ends that with 7 workers deficit.
Yeah, it looks like he should be able to save the actual command center, but now enough units have moved over toward the low ground that he feels like he can drop up in the main base. Might be able to go for a siege tank, doesn't quite manage to get it, but wow, forces out 2 auto turrets over there to save the siege tank. That's less interference matrix energy. That's going to be very crucial for this moment right here.
Oh, this is so annoying. He's going to have to lose it. Cancels it. Innovation does preserve his army, but loses the third command center. Oh, the Viking, the hero Viking, dude. That thing's been so annoying, and there's a few more joining it. And look at that. TY can just pull back. He's done the damage. A third command center restarts on the high ground for Innovation. And it was a high-risk, high-reward move by Innovation, building that third on location. And it ended up costing him really badly. I think he will continue to play the longer game. I think it would be a big mistake for him to just like say, oh, don't build SCVs, let's go all in. You can absolutely come back from this sort of situation. I've seen Innovation do it before, but we're expecting something like a 20 to 30 supply lead a few minutes from now, just because that third base is already going to be landed. And very importantly, the gases will be secured there. So TY is going to be able to just grow the upgrades, the tech, get the production up, the second factory, all that sort of stuff. And Innovation is going to be a little behind on all of it. So he's going to have to just kind of look to have map vision, take some nice, efficient trades, and really use that defensive power of the siege tank as well as he can.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Innovation. Doesn't even have a medevac out anymore since he lost that singular medevac. So now we're gonna end up seeing SCVs, being pulled off the line for a moment. It seemed like TY maybe wanted to commit over there. The air war is the main thing that's going on with a couple of siege tanks falling there for TY. So Innovation getting some better trades on the ground and does seem to have a superior number of Vikings.
Double drop though, double drop in the natural of Innovation, unfortunately. TY sneaking that across, and he's never leaving anything at home. This is a big mistake for Innovation throughout this series. You called it before the series. You said it was a problem against Bunny as well. It's just never being ready for the backstab, for the Marine drop, and TY just takes advantage of that. Just when it looked like Innovation was working himself back into an advantageous position, TY so sneaky getting these units out. A bunch of supply depots, a few Marines. Well done. TY finds damage, preserves the unit count. I think the one weakness for TY right now is that he's still pinned at home, and he does not have any way to contest the skies. Actually, Innovation lost a lot of his Vikings, though.
Yeah, it's also tough, right? Because you're not even necessarily reinforcing a ton of your Vikings. TY is down to 2 Vikings, but all you need is 2 more Vikings to pop out.
Oh.
But Marines start stepping on forward. They manage to find their way to the natural. That command center is going to be in a lot of trouble after the SCV.
Oh.
The meat grinder. Oh my God!
Wow.
Innovation's in the moment.
Wow, does take a few big tank shots from the high grounds. Those Marines do pay a price for this. TY backstabs himself, though, says, goodbye, third base of yours. This game is staying down and dirty. It's staying scrappy. All those tanks over at the third of TY not helping. TY is sending a lot more Marines across the map, though. Inno needs to leave his rally at home. Inno keeps rallying across the map, but it's actually, I think, these units. Yeah, that's a problem. Look at that. TY grabs the medevacs. Well done. Nice trade for TY. The tanks are getting close to the production, though. Ooh, Liberators try to pop out, but the Viking count is there for Inno. He's losing tanks, though. Those high ground shelling. TY is taking some okay trades, but his starport gets taken out.
That is going to be pretty brutal. He did manage to save that one Liberator a little bit further back. And you know, 3 Vikings, if 1 or 2 of those Vikings fall, if they're busy during the fight, maybe that Liberator can find an opportunity. We're seeing the scans coming on out. It seems like TY's getting ready for the fight. He needs to go and jump in on this before the reinforcements arrive over here for Innovation. Innovation getting it jumped on by the Liberator. Managed to snipe off 2 of the Seagulls. Is that enough for him to jump in?
Oh, the Marine flank actually got caught by Innovation's rally, and it didn't come in as quickly as he wanted, but look at that. It still does come forwards and crush through, and TY finally managed to dislodge that army. Wow, Inno got so much out of that. No. Oh, I mean, he was already in such a bad position. He's up in workers, though. If he kept that third alive, even against the 4 command centers of TY, I think there was hope there. There was hope for Innovation if he repaired that command center.
You know what the most painful part of that pig was? Was that you could see him moving his army in front of it. His screen was there. It wasn't just like he looked later and that command center was gone. He saw it go down.
Oh man.
That's
yeah, I'm seeing it just when it's too late to do anything about it, but just so you can appreciate your mistake. It's the most painful way for things to go. Inno stuck on 2 bases, and keep in mind the upgrades. TY is on 2-2 versus 1-1. And even though he's down a couple of CVs, he's got 4 orbital command centers dropping mules. TY, he was in a good position from the early stages. He looked like he was in a spot of bother, but great Marine backstabs, good handling of all the pressure out of Innovation. And Inno is the one who's looking desperate at this stage.
Yeah, he is finding a couple of good trades over here. He's pulling some of the boys as well to both help repair as well as just buffer. And this is kind of his last little hurrah push, I feel like. But oh my God, TY show some mercy on this man. He just wants to all in you. He just wants to pull everything and go for it. And you're still backstabbing him. This is what has caused him to tilt to this point in this series.
Yeah, I mean, the Marine movement from TY has just been out of this world. And, you know, does get a tank sieged up, but he's still going to take a fair bit of damage. I think TY should have plenty of time to prepare at home. The Liberators could help out, but look at that positioning. Oh, fantastic positioning from TY.
Oh, that is really, really tough. The Marines acting as more than enough of a buffer for those Siege Tanks to wail away at those Marines. Now, the Marines do start to break on through, and they are going to be able to jump in on top of a lot of these Siege Tanks, but there's just nothing left. GG. TY moves